Hey folks, got a nice new lens for this camera and I haven't used it yet. It's a real shame because I spent some money on it and I kind of want to see what it looks like when we shoot a little bit of a 4K video. Anyway, how you doing? Here in the office once again, kind of a low quality video for this one. But let's see, what happened today? What can I talk about in this vlog? Well, it's been a good day of eating, like most days are. But I got to talk to an old student of mine and met somebody new who is a philosophy student and very intelligent, very well-read philosophy guy. Super interesting stuff he's talking about. And the perpetual question of whether or not you should get a Ph.D., which I don't really know if I can even begin to answer that question anymore these days. I feel like I taught about stasis theory and about the Sophistic method of making the weaker argument the stronger, which is a method where you go down the stasis and you make an argument and it's opposite for each one, and then you try to make the weaker case the stronger. Internet kids would call this steel manning rather than straw personing, trying to steel man the oppositional argument. But it's an ancient Sophistic model of invention, of discovering or inventing arguments, whatever you want to call that. So we could do that for the PhD thing. I think it's definitely worth it if you want to spend sustained time in your life studying a hard question and reading about a hard question with people who are really smart. That was what my experience was, studying tough questions with smart people and reading difficult books with smart people. The downside is it takes a few years. It takes 4 or 5 years. So it's tough to know if that's worth the investment for you. I don't know. Upside, you could pretty much teach in any institution, higher education institution in the world. Downside, they're not really hiring. Higher education is kind of in a tailspin. It's hard to find jobs that allow you to teach and research with the freedom of the job I currently have. Here at St. John's, it's tough. Everybody's in the same economic boat, and it's no good. Upside, it's a real personal challenge to write a dissertation, a 200 to 400 page document that you write yourself with very little guidance. I assume that's how mine went. I don't think you get a lot of guidance in your dissertation. Downside, it's very lonely and difficult work. And you feel very alone, and you don't have a lot of people who understand what you're doing or your job. And your friends and family are like, aren't you done yet? And you have lots of nights where you kind of struggle over a sentence, or you spend a whole afternoon looking at a blank word processor screen and you wonder about it. So I guess we can run it through the Dissoi Logoi method and try to figure out, and then if we've left arguments out, we could go down the stasis and try to figure it out. I don't know. I still feel like the PhD is a valuable and important degree, but it's certainly not going to get you a tenure-track job these days. Those are few and far between, if they even continue to exist in a few years. They might disappear completely, which would be a real shame. But that would be the professor's fault. A lot of professors don't use tenure appropriately. A lot of them use it as the ability to just complain about politics in their class. They don't really use it as license to do difficult, engaging, and important work out there. So it's a tough one. Do we really need it? I certainly benefit from it in the academic freedom element in the classroom for the subjects I teach, like argumentation, debate, things like that. You really do need it. But physics? I don't know. Chemistry? I guess if you were a very political person and all of your examples were about, should we put these additives in children's cereals or things like that, like maybe very political. Or should we be harming the environment in these ways? Should we design missiles at all? Maybe these kind of things you need academic freedom for. Who am I to say? Just because I can't see it doesn't mean it shouldn't be there. So yeah, that's the big question. And then in class, we talked about, like I said, the Sophists and stasis theory, but we also talked about heuristics, the philosophy of winning at all costs, and whether that's a necessary part of argument. The students are really coming up with some great things to say about argumentation. I think it's so cool. So much smart stuff going on there. Really digging it. All right, well, this lens looks amazing. I'm really impressed with how nice this looks. This is going to be good for shooting the vlog, and great little vlog camera. And I like how it does the background. Everything is cool here. I think this is going to be a winner. A winner!